Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, your favorite mystical person on the internet, here with another video for you guys. Today we're talking about numerology. I'm talking about numero ocho, the number 8. But before I get into the video, if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to my channel. Also, if you're interested in booking a reading with me, you can find all my services on Etsy. My Etsy shop is Cosmic Star Astrology. Find me on Instagram as well. My Instagram name is Cosmic Star Astrology, where I keep you updated on everything astrology, tarot, and much more. And yeah, let's get into this video. The number 8 is a very sacred and divine number. It's a number that holds a lot of wisdom and a lot of power. This number symbolizes infinite. It represents death and rebirth. It represents regeneration and healing. Somebody that has the birth number of number 8 or their life path is number 8. Oftentimes, these people are bestowed with very powerful psychic and healing gifts. In addition, the number 8 is linked to like that regenerative powers of like snakes. It reminds me of snakes. Like when you look at the number 8, it does look like snakes intertwining into each other. And it reminds me of like the caduceus that you see the god Hermes hold, like his little staff, and that symbol represents healing, like doctors, nurses, and things of that nature, spiritualists and things of that nature, just having so much knowledge on how you can heal something or someone, which makes sense actually for Hermes because he is Mercury ruled. That's the god Mercury. They call him Mercury in Roman mythology, but he's Hermes in Greek mythology. But basically this is somebody that has a lot of knowledge on just the divine spirituality, but also they have a lot of knowledge on the healing elements of spirituality, and you know, they know how to utilize spirituality to be able to tap into your highest self and be able to, for the most part, get to a place where you're centered and you're in a healthy spiritual state. So these people, they would make really good doctors and nurses as well, but definitely these people have very powerful spiritual abilities. So if you want to link astrology into this, the number 8 is linked to the 8th house. The 8th house in astrology is the house of transformation and empowerment. It's the house where you face your fears, you face your demons, you face your shadow side, and this is how you come into your power. That's why the number 8 is a number of empowerment. It's a very powerful number. Why? Because the number 8 is constantly going within itself and coming out stronger each time. It's constantly going through that flow, that cycle of death and rebirth. And it also reminds me of like the DNA strand, because the DNA strand does like the same effect. And basically what it's showing is like the more you heal yourself, especially on a spiritual level, the more you activate your DNA on deep levels, the more stronger you become as a spiritual being. The tarot card that I associate the number 8 with is the Strength card. It could be linked to the Death card too, but I say the Strength card because the Strength card in the original Rider-Waite tarot, it has the infinity sign above the little angel or the maiden. It represents just having that inner confidence within yourself, that self-assurance within yourself. Why? Because you've been able to tame that wild side of yourself, that which is like your shadow side, that chaos side, and you have gotten to a place where you're able to tame it in a way to where it works in a beneficial way for you. The number 8 has a very watery, flowy kind of vibe to it. You know, it's not chaotic. This allows harmony within self. The number 8 is also a symbol of wealth. Not only is it a symbol of material wealth, but it's a symbol of spiritual wealth. So going back to astrology in the 8th house, the 8th house is across the way from the 2nd house, which is the material house, the material wealth house. But in order to get your money right and your material world right, You have to do the inner work, and this is where we go to the 8th house to work on our psychology, work on our shadow, and purge unnecessary energies and blockages that aren't allowing us to thrive energetically, that aren't allowing our energy to flow. Okay? Remember, the number 8 is all about flow. It's that water. It reminds me of the sacral chakra, and I like how I'm wearing orange today to talk about this number. The number 8, it helps build spiritual wealth. And what is spiritual wealth? It's getting to a point within your spirituality where your soul has accumulated so much wisdom through a lot of the tests and trials and tribulations, a lot of the pressure that it's been under, to become this very mastered and ascended being. Let's move on to the Hindu astrology. So the number 8 in Hindu astrology is linked to Saturn. So in Western astrology, the number 8 is linked to Scorpio 8th house, but in Hindu it's linked to Saturn energy. So with Hindu astrology, they tend to look at Saturn as like a malefic and just like an overall bad planet, but I don't like to approach astrology like that as absolute good and bad. I feel like I'm very much so neutral and I see both sides. The number 8, it does have a very intense energy. It's an energy that puts a lot of pressure. It's an energy that promotes putting in the work, hard labor before any kind of reward. Going back to Western astrology though, because I'm a Western astrologer, what I've learned about Saturn is that while yes, Saturn does put the pressure on you and has you doing hard labor for any kind of reward, you do get the reward. You just have to go through a lot of tests and trials and tribulations to get the reward, but you do get the reward. Saturn does reward hard work and effort. Saturn is a planet that it speaks to longevity. This number represents having longevity, and just not only longevity and just in a general sense, but longevity when it comes to spirituality, longevity when it even comes to the material realm, abundance, success because again, Saturn is that planet of wisdom, mastery, having enough experiences, especially hard experiences, to become the master, the teacher, the wise one. Another thing with the number 8, it's linked to karma as well. So the number 8 symbolizes what you put out is what you get back, and that's represented in that symbol. What you put out is what you get back. Being mindful of your energy, being very intentional, and just being very wise about how you're utilizing your energy, especially an energy that is like very powerful. You want to make sure that you're using it correctly. You're not wasting it. So somebody with this life path number, they get tested a lot in their lifetime. Like they go through a lifelong series of tests. So somebody with this number, they could go through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of struggles, okay, in order to get to a very high position in their life. They're destined to be in very high positions. Somebody just of authority and leadership. These people are destined for greatness. So there's like a saying that reminds me of the life path number 8. And I feel like this is so true. Pressure makes diamonds. That is that Saturn energy. If we're talking about Hindu astrology, that's that Saturn energy putting that pressure on you, but you're gonna come out a beautiful diamond, a beautiful gem. You know, think about how crystals are made. Like, first of all, they're made underground in the darkness. So these people often are facing their shadow in this lifetime. They're working with their shadow. They're learning how to master their shadow in this lifetime. Number 8 people are very unique people. They have a special purpose. They have a very big purpose. They just get all this and this chaos and intensity in their life. And the whole point is they're learning how to get to this place where they're flowing. They know how to manage in the chaos, because you can't control things externally. It's really about being able to control the wild chaoticness within you. In this lifetime, people with the life path number 8, they go through a lot of transformation. So these people could live like 20 different lives in one life. Like literally, honestly, they could live like so many lives in one sitting. And this is what makes them so wise. This is what makes them very mature people, because it has that Saturn influence in that. And you know, Saturn is linked to like old age, old souls, and you know, just souls that are very much so in tune with what's going on. Why? Because they've been through it all. They've seen it all. They are granted and blessed with a lot of power in this lifetime. And like they say in Spider-Man, the Spider-Man quote, with great power comes great responsibility. The more authority that you have when you're in a position of leadership, a position of power, yeah, there is a lot of responsibility. Why? Because people are entrusting you to lead them, to guide them, to teach them, you know, to be like this beacon of light for them. So number 8's like their path is real heavy. They go through initiation. Like, trust me, I know I have Saturn in the first house and my life has been straight initiation since I came out the womb. So I get it. They're learning how to master the art of wealth on both the material and the spiritual. Here's the key with the life path number 8. In order to be very wealthy in this lifetime, you have to do that inner work. It comes from that shadow work. It comes from working with your psychology. It comes from activating your DNA. It comes from really being in tune with yourself spiritually and really getting to a place where you're spiritually a healthy person. That is what's going to help you be a very wealthy person in this lifetime. Having high self-worth and high self-value. And this is kind of what I was talking about earlier in the video about knowing how to be very intentional and purposeful about your energy, not wasting your energy. And Saturn will teach you this. Discipline is the key word. Focus and discipline. When you have that down packed, you are unstoppable, literally. So a tip that I have for people that are influenced by the number 8 in their lives, whether it's their birth number or their life path number, a tip that I would recommend is working with the spirit totem of the snake. Why? Because the snake represents knowledge, healing, and power. And I know they like to demonize the snake and they make people afraid of the snake like it's this evil creature. It's not, I promise. This is what they tell you so you don't tap into that energy. It's about accessing that sacred knowledge, because the more you know, the more powerful you are. Knowledge is power. 888 as an angel number. So if you're seeing the number 8 repeatedly, this is the angels coming to you, bringing you prosperity in your life. So you could find if you're seeing 888 in your life, you're going through a period where you're prospering, you're very successful, money is flowing, like you're going through a very beneficial time in both your material and spiritual world. Another thing with 888 angel number, this could also be a period where you're receiving your karma. Now, depending on what side of the spectrum you're on, it could be good or bad. And this is why it's important when working with the number 8 energy, especially if you are heavily influenced by this number, is to be mindful of what you're putting out into the ethers, because you will get it back. Depending on what side of the spectrum that you're on, you're receiving that karma. But 9 times out of 10, the angels are coming to you, bringing you a lot of prosperity in your life. So it's a time where you're just winning in life. You're winning, things are flowing for you, and things are just working for you. Things are unlocked for you. You feel very supercharged and activated during this time. You feel at your highest and best self. You feel in your power. You feel in your authority during this time. That is all I have for this video on the number 8. If you guys found this helpful and insightful, or you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If this is your birth number or your life path number, leave it down below. I want to hear all about your experience. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And again, if you're interested in booking a reading with me, you can find my services on Etsy. Follow me on Instagram, and I will talk to you guys soon. Blessings.